What's up, y'all? You're kicking it with the Junkyard Dog on junkyarddogs.com. My name is Tony and this is Chuck, and we are kicking it in the doghouse, aka junkyarddogs.com. So this is what's going on today, man. Chuck here is taking apart his first 5.0 motor. He's over there in the back pulling off the heads right now and getting the hang of that. So I'm gonna show you a little something real quick of him doing that. I'm gonna let you guys into what I came up with for the dual supercharger setup as far as the crank pulley and trying to figure out how to set that up. All right, I wanted something that I could still use junkyard parts, so I'm going to fabricate something. All right, so I'm going to show you guys that in a sec. So let's go over to check out Chuck just for half a second. All right, let's go. Bye. All right, so this is Chuck here. He just finished taking out the head bolts, and after that he's gonna actually, you know what, Chuck, now that you got one bolt here still, but no, don't take that out yet, because I'm gonna want you to take the timing cover loose. Okay, so that's that bolt's broke, but you see this, look, let me show you. There's that one there, there's that one there.
Nope.
I think it's a 14.
14?
And then look, there's two back here too. Up here and up there. The way you get those is with a wrench. Alright? It's a 14 millimeter wrench. Okay? Alright? So that's Chuck messing with the 302. You know what I'm saying? Oh no. So this motor is actually gonna get the block's gonna go ahead and get tanked, honed, all that good stuff. And this is a future 347. For the one that I got, the parts that I got a few months ago. So all I'm looking for now is pistons, and boom, we can put that together. So let's go on ahead. Oh, and new in the shop, just so y'all know, bam, I got a lathe in the shop. All right, just picked this up for a super cheap price. I needed it, it's about that time. It's kind of, you know, I damaged it a little bit. No fault for anybody's but my own, because when I was transporting it, I didn't transport it well. So. All right, so we have a few elements here for the setup that we're gonna put together. So I was gonna use these pulleys here. This is an alternator pulley, and this is the power steering pump pulley. This is originally what I was gonna use to spin it. Yeah, the problem is with that is, especially on deceleration, the belt would slip like hell and be hard to keep tension on these and figure out a way to get a tensioner up there. So everybody's like, run it off the crank, run it off the crank, run it off the crank. I listen to other guys who supercharge their cars, and they all say the same thing, run it off the crank. That's how all the kits are set up. The $4,000 kits, they all run off the crank, all right? So I have a spare Explorer harmonic balancer and pulley. And these are unique because they're one piece and they're cast, and they got the stator on here for the crank trigger. So that's what we have on Mayhem right now. And it sits a little closer to the motor, and that's why I chose to use it, to use the rest of the Explorer accessories. So over here we have a stock Foxbody pulley, and it just so happens that one fits inside the other just like that. Now here's the issue. It's not concentric, meaning that it's rocking around in there, and there's no way for me to attach this to this. The main thing is you don't want to start drilling holes in this and everything, because you mess with the balance of it, okay? So here's my idea, all right? Now let me know what you think. I got this piece of steel here, and I'm gonna turn this down to fit snugly inside of this area here. So I'm gonna turn this down to where it fits snugly inside of here. Then I'll drill 3 holes through it to connect it to these 3 holes in there that's used to actually pull this pulley and balancer off. And then I'll continue with that by either bolting it to this piece here or welding it. And I'm not too sure about the welding part, about welding it on. I don't know how that would suffice. But anyway, the idea of keeping it centric, so I'm going to turn this to one part of it's going to fit this diameter here, so it'll sit right in the center, and then I'm going to turn the rest of it to fit right in there, and then bolt it down. Hopefully that'll give me the stability, side to side stability by being it snug in here, and the stability or the clamp force of these 3 bolts will keep it down, and that should solve that problem. So it's gonna sit out just a little bit further. I don't want it to sit out too far, like maybe like a 1/4 inch more, because I don't want the supercharger sticking way out ahead of the intake, because that will cause another issue as well with stability, because the superchargers are gonna wanna pull down in the from the intake and maybe crack it. So that's what I figured with that. For the tensioner area, I have these 2 idlers, right? And this tensioner here, this is from a 94 Explorer. So basically it's gonna sit like this, okay? So, just like this, like an upside down Mickey Mouse, you know, like that. So one, it comes from the belt, rides on the inside of here, goes on the outside of the supercharger, rides underneath the tensioner, goes outside of the other supercharger, comes down on this, and then goes down and underneath the crank. The only reason why I haven't, and I'm gonna cut it out of aluminum here and then bolt it to the accessory drive bracket. Only reason why I'm not doing this now is because I don't know how far out this is gonna be, so I gotta make sure that I know how far this is gonna be before I set this up. All right, so let's take this over to the lathe and get our measurements together and then start turning this. Alright, so we're on the road now, so I had an issue with my lathe. As you guys probably could have told, we're gonna take this pulley adapter to my man Robert here, who's also got a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is called Dudley Tool Right. I'm gonna put a link in the description and on the screen here so you guys can check it out. So we're gonna go meet up with him and get this pulley adapter made, so we get these superchargers bolted to this motor. Alright? Let's go. This young man does not like to be on camera. Ooh, that's Dudley Tool Right. Look at the hands. This guy has an amazing YouTube channel. You should go check it out. It's Dudley Tool Right. Alright? I'm gonna put a link in the description and I want you guys to check it out. I want to put it on the screen. Alright? So he's gonna help us with the Project Mayhem pulley. And actually machining it because my lathe sucks. All right, so he's got a much better setup than I do, so my man's gonna come through for me right now. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so this is the almighty lathe, a heavy duty real lathe, not like the one that I picked up thinking that I knew what I was doing. So we're gonna go ahead and mount up the piece and get to work. All right, you ready, Dudley?
I'm ready.
Beats all the other ones to this day. I met Mr. Dudley Tool right here. Here we go. He's just setting up a boring bar. And we're gonna go ahead and machine the inside there to get it round to accept the adapter that we're making. All right, guys. So we knocked out the harmonic balancer and got that set up. So now we got the slug. So we're not gonna end up using the piece that I had. So my man Dudley here hooked up a slug here. It's supposed to be 3.75. It's got some scale on it, but we're gonna machine that off. So hopefully everything goes as planned here. All right. Okay, let's go back in a minute. So at this stage, we're coming around the mountain. I'm gonna go ahead and bore out the center here just a little bit more, get it bigger. But yeah, everything is working fine, fitting fine, man. Make sure you check this man out. I'm gonna say it again. All right, Dudley Tool Right. All right, this is the man right here, dude, handling it. So yeah, we got the piece all set up now, and now that it sits in there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set up these. You see those bolts right there? There's one right there, there's one right there, and there's another one right there. So we're gonna transfer those holes onto this piece right here and then drill the holes. And that is what's gonna allow us to mount it effectively. All right guys, so we're approaching the final stage here. We are going to drill the holes for the bolts. And that's what's gonna connect the pulley to this. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and get it TIG welded, and we're in the game. All right, let's go. All right guys, so my man, Dudley Toolwright hooked it up. This is the final product here. And basically what we did have a little flurb here, but it didn't affect anything. So guys, don't chew me up about the finish. Don't chew us up about the finish. It was just a little moment in time. But anyway, so we did this area here, this boss here, to keep the Foxbody pulley concentric. So you can check it out. Boom, like that. All right. And then we turned the outside, the OD or outside diameter, so that it can fit in here. See that? All right, and then we drill the holes to match these holes in here. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so we can drill. I mean, you can use a bolt and bolt them through. So what I was thinking about doing is just getting maybe some tubing to run from the base of this to that, just so that we can have like a flat surface other than just this thin little edge here for this to press against when I bolt it down. So what I'm thinking about doing after we go like that, get the bolts lined up. Let's go. There we go. And then we take this guy, run them inside just like that. So I was thinking at first to weld it, but what I'm going to do is weld these holes up and drill new holes for those three right there, because at first I honestly didn't think they were going to clear, but since they clear, we can use this instead. All right, it's going to be close, but it's going to work. All right, so there it is. Boom. The double pulley adapter is done. Junkyard Dogging and Dudley Toolwright in the house. All right, guys.